Tom Thibodeau benched Kemba Walker earlier this year. He had 10 DNPs. And ever since Thibodeau has inserted him back into the starting lineup, Kemba has been going off. I mean, since getting benched in the last 4 games, he's averaging 26 points per game, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, shooting 41% from the field and 39% from 3. Was it the correct decision for Thibodeau to bench Kemba, or was it not?
At that point, yeah, because Kemba wasn't playing good. He wasn't, making the right decisions. He wasn't scoring the ball defensively. We know he's going to be, so that's nothing to even talk about. But at that moment, Thibodeau needed to make a decision, and that was the right decision at that moment because Kemba just wasn't playing good. But at the same time, when you get benched, there's something in you. Like if you're a competitor and Kemba his spirit stayed up, he stayed confident. When you get benched, something like that lights a fire in you, and that's what happened. He got benched. He waited till his time came. 10 DNPs is crazy, but he waited until his time came, and then he got back in and he performed. And now it's about continuing that consistency. All that did was, honestly, Thibodeau did the right thing because all that did was just put a battery in Kemba's back. So now it's just about keeping the consistency. Can he keep playing like that? We don't know, but as of right now, he's been doing what you thought he would do when he got there. Be that type of Kemba, that scoring guard. The defense is going to be there, but the offense is going to make up for it. So I think Thibodeau, he did the right thing at the moment because he felt like he needed to change in the team. The team wasn't playing good. Kemba wasn't playing good. So he just needed an adjustment. But now Kemba's playing good, so now you keep him in the rotation.
I put this poll up on Twitter, and most people said it was the right decision for him to bench Kemba. And I agree with that. I think it was the right decision. At the time, he was averaging 12 points and 3 assists per game. And his efficiency was good, but when you watched him play, he wasn't aggressive. He wasn't getting to the basket. He wasn't getting to the lane. He was a liability, and it showed in the numbers. Like even Fred Katz, who covers the team, like when you look at the Knicks numbers with Kemba, the Knicks have the best defense in the league when he's on the bench, 99 defensive rating, and are dead last, 116 defensive rating when he's on the floor. They are the 27th offense with him playing and 9th with him off. So the numbers prove that benching Kemba was the right decision. But since coming back, 44 against Washington, 29 against Boston, 21 against Detroit, and a triple-double on Christmas. He wasn't too good. He got the triple-double, that's fine, but his efficiency wasn't very good on Christmas.
He played hard, though.
He did.
For me, it was the right decision, and I think this is a life lessons for everybody, that when things don't go your way, don't pout, don't complain, just keep fighting and fight your way back up. Kemba the entire time handled the situation professionally. He didn't complain once. He just waited for his opportunity, and I like that he did. I like that he did that. I want to see this from Kemba the entire year. Before the season started, we were all talking about the RJ Barrett third-year leap. That's what's really was that was on Knicks fans' minds a lot. But I said I don't think that's going to happen with Kemba and Julius. If Julius plays at an All-NBA level, which he hasn't done yet, but he should be doing, and Kemba comes in as the second-best player, Kemba is our go-to guy, our second go-to guy. And he should be averaging 21-plus points per game and initiating the offense. And RJ was going to be relegated into like a third, fourth role because we had Fournier. So that's why I didn't think RJ was going to have that third-year leap. But because Randall's been struggling, Kemba's been struggling, Fournier's been struggling, it gave RJ the ability to take that mantle, but he failed to take it as well. At the time, like not too long ago, we did an episode about the Knicks and about Kemba, and I was very harsh on him. And at the time, that's how I felt. And sometimes on this show, we have to be hard on these athletes because they are not playing well.
I agree wholeheartedly.
But if they start playing well, I will love them.
Agree.
And right now, I love Kemba Walker.
Fair enough.
And I'm hoping that he continues to play well. But part of my Knicks fandom and part of the Knicks fan in me that understands how these roller coaster rides go, Kemba's playing well right now. Expectations are starting to loom. I'm going to start expecting things out of Kemba, and he's going to start to disappoint me again. I feel it coming.
Be optimistic.
I hope that it doesn't happen, but I feel it coming. And I tweeted it on Twitter as well, and people were like, man, this guy's a professional hater. He was like, this guy be hating. He can't even let Kemba have his moment.
Yo. I'll tell you what, I think we're all going to have the same opinion. I think we all agree that Thibodeau made the right decision to sit Kemba Walker. Kemba was getting very comfortable with just his level of play to a degree.
He's always smiling.
And I'm fine with that. I mean, I'm not going to say everyone should be sad when they're doing bad. He's a different type of guy, happy-go-lucky. That's fine.
He's getting paid $8 million to play basketball, bro.
It's like, bro, his life's amazing.
I've never seen a guy go 3 for 15 and smile about it after.
See,
like in the post game.
I agree. I would be the same.
like damn, Kemba.
If I had a bad game, I would be showing in my emotions. I would be upset. Kemba Walker's different, and for that, you gotta respect it.
A boogie boy.
But in terms of the benching, it was a great idea. Thibodeau lit a spark, like you said, Riv. Could not agree more. Lit a spark underneath Kemba Walker's butt and said, "Yo, if you want to get back in this lineup, you got to put the work in. You need to produce. You need to show us something and give us a reason to put you out there in the first place." He sees his opportunity 100%. I think it was the right idea.
Before you go, JC, I want to say this. It was quite coincidental that Kemba was benched after he made a podcast appearance on JJ Redick's podcast. And on that pod, he talked about how much it meant to be on the Knicks and how great of a coach Tom Thibodeau is and how much he works at his craft.
Damn.
And then right after he was benched, it felt like 2 games after he was benched. And that's what made me feel bad for Kemba, is that I know that he wants to make this work in New York because he's from New York. He historically, he hasn't been that great in the playoffs, but he would love to get us out the first round and be praised by the city. And he knows if he does that for us, I mean, he is a New York legend. He's already a New York legend, but I mean, for the Knicks, he's a legend. So I hope it works out for Kemba because he's from New York, and I know that he wants to desperately make it work. So I hope it works out for him. And it just sucks knowing that when he got benched, all of that kind of flashed before his eyes that, damn, I wanted this to work and this is my city, and I let him down. And I can understand why throughout that time, throughout those 10 DNPs, he thought about it a lot, got in the gym, and now he's playing lights out.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what everybody pretty much said. I mean, if you look at the numbers, like to the start of the season, he was averaging 11 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. He was a minus 122 on the court, which was one of the worst in the NBA, if not the worst. But I don't want to say I can associate myself with how he's feeling, but we've all been there as athletes when we don't have that good game or when we think we should be playing over somebody and we're on the bench and we're just the game's just passing by. You're not playing. Coach doesn't look your way. It shows a strong mentality from Kemba because a lot of players. I'm drawing a blank right now, but I'm pretty sure if we start to think about it, there's a lot of players that have gotten benched and have taken it as disrespect and then just shut off the entire season. I'm pretty sure that happened with Carmelo Anthony. He wasn't with it going to the bench.
OKC.
And, he felt some other way. So I applaud Kemba Walker for doing that. And then, just piggybacking off what you guys said, he's averaging 26 points per game in the lineup, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, shooting 39.5% from 3 on about 11 attempts a game, so he's lighting it up. So I think that this benching obviously did work. I think with certain players it'll work. I think with somebody like Kemba Walker it definitely would work because he's from New York City, and like Joel said, he wants to put on for his city. He wants to be that guy. He wants to be remembered. He wants Knicks fans to love him. This is where he's from. But with other players it doesn't work. But I'm glad that Kemba Walker with those 10 DNPs, which is a lot. I'm glad that he sat back, watched, and he's on the court performing now. And I couldn't help but notice there was one game, I think when he scored 44, he was on fire, and he was looking at Tom Thibodeau after every three-pointer that he made in that game, like looking at him, giving him that look like, yo, you really benched me, you really benched this, and this is what I'm about to do for you. So it was pretty gangster, to be honest with you.
You brought up a great point, and it's crazy because, like you said, Kemba, he just wants to put on for the city because he is a New York legend. And
he's a Bronx, right? He's from the Bronx.
He is from the Bronx.
He's from the Bronx.
But he has that one.
You guys can't relate. I can.
He has that one beautiful memory in
step back
in the Madison Square Garden. Big East tournament, drops old boy, hits the step back jump shot. That's one of the best college moments in life.
Yeah.
So being able to go back to the Garden and play for the Knicks, I know that'd be incredible. Even if he plays bad, I know he'd be just in the post game. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, I'm playing for the Garden in the playoffs. This is a great feeling. So I already know that. Like that's for guys from the city. Guys like him.
So you're playing home.
Briscoe, Isaiah Whitehead. Like that would just be incredible to just play in the Garden because that's just home.
Yeah, I mean, I think just his story is a testament to how to handle disappointment because he handled it. And sometimes you don't get that second shot. He got the second shot and made the most of it. And shout out to him. And Kemba's the only player to have a triple-double on a Christmas game for the Knicks in Knicks history. Like he's the only person
he like
to do
the
that.
7th all-time or 8th? It was like one of those 7th.
I think 10th all-time.
10th?
He's a 10th all-time.
That's tough.
Yeah.
He's a good dude. Kemba's a good guy, bro.
LeBron on there?
No.